Hi, my name is Benjamin Katz, and welcome back to the 48 State Ice Cream Review. Today I'm in Bantam, Connecticut at Arethusa Farm Dairy, trying the two flavors raspberry and vanilla. So let's get started with the raspberry. This is something else. Oh my god, this is... So to add a bit of context to my shock, Arethusa Farm has their own dairy cows, and when I walked into the building, all the ice cream making and dairy producing equipment was right there. Through a pane of glass, you could see their entire operation. And tasting this ice cream, it is smooth and it's tangy. And I gotta say, this ice cream is churned perfectly. To go on a tangent, in bread making, we use the term grain to refer to the size of the air bubbles and how close the air bubbles are in size to each other. So if I may use the word grain for this ice cream, it is a very tight and consistent grain, wherein there is not a single bit of deviation in this texture. With other ice cream shops so far, I've been getting little patches of iciness or a little chunk of ice here and there. But with this ice cream, I'm getting a very consistent and smooth texture that is velvety on the tongue. And the raspberry flavor is subtle. In fact, all the flavors on the menu were very basic standard flavors. That's honestly why I chose vanilla for this review, because all the flavors on the menu were basic. Raspberry, vanilla, coffee, chocolate. As though they weren't trying to hide the quality of the cream. In fact, they were trying to emphasize the quality of the cream. And I am tasting this quality of cream. It is smooth and rich, decadent, and silky. This is a very good scoop of ice cream. Alright, let's get on to the vanilla flavor, because I have a feeling that for the vanilla too, they're not going to try too hard to make it taste like a French vanilla, and instead are going to be focusing on the quality of the cream, making this more of a sweet cream flavor than anything else. Let's see if that's right. I was definitely right in that hypothesis. The vanilla itself doesn't taste too much like French vanilla. I'm not seeing the speckles of black like you would if you took the actual vanilla pod and scraped it for what usually gives you the French vanilla flavor. But it's not claiming to be French vanilla. It's just claiming to be vanilla. And you know what? It gives a very neutral vanilla flavor, with the cream itself taking up most of the presence in this ice cream. And I'll give the combination a try, because of course I have to give it a try. But I would guess that it really just does taste like the cream itself with a hint of raspberry mixed in. Yeah, when the flavors are this subtle, it's best not to mix them, because you want to focus on the flavor itself. If I'm eating the raspberry, there is already this very light, airy sense of a raspberry, and when you mix in the vanilla, both flavors get muted in the combination. So for the rest of this bowl, I feel the need to eat them individually, because they are both individually lovely flavors. Now back to the raspberry for a moment. I love when I'm eating berry flavor ice creams and I get to crunch on the seeds. There is nothing more quintessential to me about eating a berry than crunching on the seeds. I associate the experience so heavily with this crunch. It's like eating a pomegranate. You can't eat a pomegranate without crunching on the seeds. It's a textural element that really improves the experience, in my opinion. Okay, I think I'm ready for my closing thoughts. Arethusa Farm Dairy. Wow. They nailed it. With the cream, with the texture, and with the flavors. I can see why they are voted best ice cream. And I can see why the residents of another town I was in recommended this place so highly. I am currently sitting on a park bench about 50 yards from the location itself, because I didn't want to bother the patrons there. But right out front, there is shaded seating. There are benches, there are little stone walls you can sit on. It's varied, it's interesting, it's fascinating. In the store itself, you can see where they make the ice cream, where they distill the cream, where they get all of the elements necessary to produce this exact cup that I'm eating. It's local Connecticut cream. It's made with this passion that you can taste. And even though the ice cream flavors appear simple, there is a tangy, funky taste with this cup that is absolutely blowing me out of the water. I cannot recommend this place highly enough. If you are anywhere near Northwest Connecticut, stop by Arethusa Farm Dairy. If you like this video and want to see more like it, consider subscribing, or go to findfiltermarketing.com for more on the journey. Thank you.